Demetrius Omar Lateef Allen, better known as Ouncie Mitchell, was in his prime when he was killed.
We were prepared for the arena, but for him to be taken from us by a gunshot, that was something that we couldn't have imagined.
Ouncie's grandmother, Mama Minty, describes him as a one-of-a-kind man who loved to ride, loved to fish, and was a great dad to his now 5-year-old daughter. He'd come over each year to put up lights and help her get ready for the holidays, but this go-round, he wasn't there.
This year, it was Christmas, but it didn't seem like Christmas without Ouncie. I miss my Ouncie, and she didn't have to take his life. All he wanted was his things to go to the next bull ride. So she could have given it to him. Why didn't she?
It's usually advisable to end communication and part ways after a relationship ends, especially if it was toxic. This couple continued getting back together, but some people preferred to move on from their ex-partners, while others choose to maintain contact. Although their relationship was over, they would later reconcile for mutually recognized reasons. Demetrius Allen and Lashawn Bagley were not together when Allen began displaying interest in her friend, leading Lashawn Bagley to murder him. Let us look into this story and find out what really happened. Before we begin this video, we would like to express our deepest sympathies to the family and friends who were severely affected by this horrible crime. We would also like to send condolences to Demetrius's family and friends.
Here's what the scripture says. He that finds a wife finds a good thing. Didn't say he that finds a girl that he's attracted to, who he then begins to date, who he then calls his girlfriend, who he then buys a ring, proposes, and makes her his fiance, who he then marries later, who becomes his wife. You're not a wife when I marry you, you're a wife when I find you. You become my wife when I marry you. But a wife is not the presence of a ring, it's the presence of your character.
Demetrius Omar Lateef Allen, 27, a Fresno native, was professionally known as Ouncie Mitchell. Ouncie got his name because he was born small. He grew up to compete with a huge heart. On the PBR Velocity Tour, Ouncie was a well-known and skilled cowboy. Additionally, he participated in the Bill Pickett Invitational Rodeo. According to the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, he rode bulls and was ranked 23rd in the world. From Fort Bend County, Allen, popularly known as Ouncie Mitchell, was a well-respected professional bull rider who was excited for his first professional ride at Rodeo Houston. He was demonstrated as a devoted father who would stop at nothing to ensure his daughter's happiness. He was a wonderful person with a bright future who was compassionate, loving, and all-around amazing.
Integrity, respect, humorous, adventurous. He was a force. He was a spirit.
Demetrius Allen and Lashawn Denise Bagley believed to have initially met in Houston, where Allen's current address is stated, and where Bagley formerly resided in the Pearland suburb. They had a sporadic connection. Although the reason for their breakup is unknown, there have been reports that they had issues, broke up, and then reconciled. Allen traveled to Salt Lake City in September 2022 in order to participate in the Utah State Fair. He was staying with Bagley, with whom he had an on-and-off-again romance. When he traveled to Utah to compete, he made the decision to spend a few days with Bagley. About a week prior, Bagley met a friend, and Bagley introduced her to meet Allen. Allen was met by Bagley and her new friend at the Utah State Fair, and both had consumed alcohol. At about 9:30 in the evening, the three of them went out for a night out. Allen started to exhibit interest in the friend when the three of them returned to Bagley's apartment. Afterwards, Allen drove Bagley's car as the three of them proceeded to a bar on Pierpont Avenue. The friend and Allen left the bar and waited outside for Bagley, who was still inside. Bagley saw them as soon as she left the club and noticed Allen massaging her friend's thigh. Bagley stormed off to the parking garage after she freaked out. According to reports, Allen told the friend he would give Bagley a moment to cool off before telling her he was going to take his stuff out of her apartment and leave her alone. The friend claimed that while Allen went to talk to Bagley in the parking garage, she heard tires squealing. Bagley had departed by car, leaving the two of them stranded. After that, Allen called a Lyft to take him and the friend to Bagley's place so he could get his stuff. Once they arrived at the apartment, the friend went to Bagley's door and knocked multiple times, but Bagley did not answer, despite the friend observing her through the window. After that, the friend returned to the Lyft car and saw Allen texting and attempting to FaceTime Bagley. Allen told her he had $10,000 worth of rodeo equipment in her apartment and car and that he just wanted to take his belongings and walk away. Allen then proceeded to Bagley's apartment and began tapping on the door of the balcony. That is when the door opened slightly and shots started coming through the glass door and windows. Allen fell, and as the friend ran to safety, she still heard bullets ringing out. The friend said, in total, she heard at least 8 or 9 shots fired. On September 12, 2022, officers from the Salt Lake City Police Department rushed to an apartment in the 900 block of South 200 West following reports of a man being shot. When authorities arrived, they saw Allen lying outside a unit. He'd been shot twice, once in the torso and once in the thighs. Officers witnessed several bullet strikes through the apartment's glass door and windows. Allen was taken to Intermountain Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. The investigation focused on the statements of Bagley, the woman who fired the fatal bullets. 911 recordings showed that Bagley called dispatch approximately 12:06 a.m. "They're beating on my window," she told the operator. The operator then heard loud noises and inquired what they were, to which Bagley said, "I'm shooting." Bagley then told the operator that she was out of rounds. She repeatedly hung up and called back, according to documents. During call 5, Bagley stated her brother broke into her house and she shot him before he came inside. That statement contradicted what a witness, a friend of both the victim and the alleged gunman, said. The witness dialed 911 immediately after the shooting. Bagley was arrested on allegations of murder and felony discharge of a firearm, but was released after the inquiry and left Salt Lake City. Detectives needed to conduct additional investigative follow-up on the case, police stated. Bagley fled Salt Lake City while police investigated, but authorities eventually acquired a warrant for her arrest. She was later discovered and arrested in Houston. In addition, she was charged with 9 charges of firearm discharge.
The family of a professional bull rider from Fort Bend County now mourning his tragic death in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, police there saying that a female acquaintance killed Ouncey Mitchell while he was in town for the Utah State Fair. Jason Miles is live from Fresno with more from his grieving family. Jason.
Hey there, guys. Yeah, this is a small rodeo venue here in the Fresno area of Fort Bend County where I'm told Demetrius Allen learned to ride bulls. He was known as Ouncey Mitchell on the professional circuit, where his family says he was living his dream until a nightmare Monday morning. Horses graze on property where generations of a Fresno, Texas family have learned to love cowboy life.
For Ouncey Mitchell out of Houston, Texas.
Including Demetrius Allen, a successful pro bull rider known professionally as Ouncey Mitchell.
No, he took up after his dad. His daddy was a bull rider.
Nathan Jean Mama Sugar Sanders is the matriarch and is among those shocked by news of Ouncey's sudden death.
Because he's a nice person.
Laquita Allen is his mother, still trying to process the loss of her only son.
This tragedy is very unexpected. We expected him to die by the bull, not by the bullets.
Police in Salt Lake City say Ouncey was shot and killed early Monday morning at this apartment complex where he'd been staying with a female friend while in town for the Utah State Fair. Apparently, Ouncey came to collect his things after a dispute when she's accused of shooting him.
I really don't know the details. I don't want to know the details. My only thing is getting my son home.
Many in the bull riding community reacted to Ouncey's killing, including the CEO of Professional Bull Riders, or PBR, who offered condolences on social media.
He will be missed.
And mourned, his family says, by people around the world.
He has a bunch of support from everywhere. Everywhere.
In addition to his very extended family, I'm told Ouncey, who got the nickname because of his small size as a child, also leaves behind a 4-year-old daughter. Meanwhile, in Utah, 21-year-old Lashawn Bagley is being held on suspicion of first-degree murder. Reporting in the Fresno area in Fort Bend County, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
All right, Ouncy with a big family out there and a lot of love. All right, Jason, thank you.
In January 2024, the woman, who was accused of shooting her boyfriend dead because she thought he was entering into her Salt Lake City, Utah, apartment, has had her charges dropped. Lashawn Denise Bagley, 23, was previously accused of murder in relation to the passing of bull rider Demetrius Allen, 2022, who went by the stage name Ouncy Mitchell. Judge Mark Curries decided that Bagley had good reason to shoot. Curries pointed out that Bagley was legally entitled to defend her residence. Bagley was found not guilty of 8 third-degree felonies, 1 first-degree felony, and 9 counts of felony discharge of a firearm. Even though the family is dissatisfied with the verdict, we hope the memories they had with Ouncy bring them consolation. May his soul rest peacefully. If you would like to stay updated with this type of content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the following video.